right, welcome once again to your darling program, The Polity, which comes to you this time of the day, every day of the week, every working day of the week, from KAFTAN Television and from the Abuja station. My name is Dayo Omogun, and I'm very excited to be here. I hope you're excited too, in spite of the rains. It's been raining cats, dogs, apples, and mangoes in Abuja. I don't know what your end of town looks like, but whatever it is, enjoy. Feel the light. Drop whatever is the baggage. Feel light and fly. You can do it. Just in case your day's been running quite low, I can assure you that after this program, there'll be some lifting. Yeah, because there'll be humor, because there'll be education, there'll be enlightenment, there'll be light where there had been grayness or darkness. To even make that even more real, I have a guest in the house who. Okay, let me just go straight and welcome him. All right, so I have a guest in the house, one of the few Nigerians whose names have to be repeated, whether to intimidate the rest of us or whether for emphasis sake. I don't know why we have to repeat some of these names, but he probably will tell us. His name is Professor Udenta Udenta. You're welcome, sir.
It's a pleasure, Dan, to be with you. After a long while.
After a long while.
A long while. So
good to have you here. Good to have you here. Professor Udenta Udenta is a professor of politics, of governance, but he's been here, there, and everywhere. And one of the things that also we probably would remember, many of you, is the fact that he was the founding national secretary of the Alliance for Democracy. So, for some people, the last time he was really in the center of things, he was in the PDP, or he was supporting the PDP. And so you would wonder, oh, really? So he had a connection with the AD and all that? Maybe we would hear a lot more of that today. So why do we have to repeat Udenta? So if we needed to really intimidate others or make some emphasis of it, couldn't we have made it triple? Maybe Udenta, Udenta, Udenta. So first name Udenta, middle name Udenta, surname Udenta.
It's actually, there's an O you mixed out. It's actually Udenta O Udenta.
What's the O?
It's an interesting history. The O is Onwa Meze.
What does it mean?
It's an Igbo word.
Yes.
Onwa is death. Okay. Ama is doesn't know. Eze is king.
All right.
Death doesn't know a king.
Wow, which is true.
In plain literal sense, that makes it's a respect.
It's a leveler.
It's not a respect of royalty, and royalty and pageantry and pomp. You're a king, you're a prince, you're a prince. It doesn't matter, you die.
Yeah.
So Onwa Meze, that's the name. Actually, my maternal grandfather bore the name that my father gave to me to remember the connection between the two families.
All right.
So the Udenta there is my ancestral name from my village in Enugu State.
Right.
What happened was that I was born as Lawrence. Okay. Onwa Meze Udenta. Many people don't know this.
Right.
Then the spirit of Pan-Africanism and the rejection of the vestige of cultural imperialism, which was rampant all over.
At that time.
You find James Ngugi becoming Ngugi Wationgo.
Exactly.
Benjamin Azikiwe.
Azikiwe dropping Benjamin, yeah.
Awolowo, Jeremiah Awolowo. So Udenta is part of that reincarnation of that African identity.
All right.
To simply assert the genuineness and authenticity of African names. That means I now have Udenta, and then the Onwa Meze, which are shortened to O, then Udenta again for emphasis, like you say. Udenta, Onwa Meze, Udenta, or Udenta, O Udenta. That's the history of the name.
All right, okay. So, and that's how Lawrence was dropped.
Completely dropped.
Okay.
And that's a colonial vestige.
So, like I tell you all the time, there's a lot that you gain from KAFTAN TV. That's a part of him that probably you didn't know before.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You get it here. Now, so let's make progress. Now, Prof, how does the state of things look in your eye?
In the country?
In the country of today.
It's a massive question, and how do you break it down? You break it down from the level of governance.
Right.
And to talk about governance, you may talk about elections.
Exactly. You talk about...
We had elections 2 years plus ago.
Right.
Elections confer legality on an existing governmental infrastructure.
Right.
either Buhari or Jonathan or Yar'Adua or, Obasanjo, now Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They won election, even though sometimes contentious. The court resolved it to bring finality to that contestation for power. That is legality.
Yeah.
Elections don't confer legitimacy. Legitimacy is a product of governance. That's what the question is. How do you govern the social fabric, the economy, security, the poverty level, happiness of the people, their welfare? If these are in the zero, in the minus, then there's no legitimacy, even when you're legal. That's the challenge. Yeah. So today, if you break the country into different segments, or what we call domains of life, or the sites of life, take national security. It is not good. Abuja has become increasingly unsafe. I live in Guzape, somewhere in the mountains of Guzape. It's almost like every night there's a gun battle within the city.
Even as elite.
As I said, it's almost ask anybody around. From the INEC quarters around there 2 nights ago, complete gunfire all over the place. So, and look at the northeast, look at the killings, look at the northwest, look at the north central, look at the southeast, look at everywhere. So the level of security is amazing. That is where the security apparatuses of the state must live up to expectation. From Jonathan time, President Jonathan, who they really battered because of the bring back the gas and so on. The gas are not yet back. Dutchy gas are not yet back. And then you find that he was successful in limiting Boko Haram to the northeast. Now the banditry in the northwest.
Well, the issue is, Prof, if you don't mind, was that even though he limited them to the northeast, they had the effrontery, they had the gumption to be able to hold a number of local governments at the time.
Yes, I'm talking about by late 2014 to the exit of 2015, there were some local government area with some immersion of Boko Haram in Borno, in Yobe, in parts of Adamawa. Then, but as I said, I was able to limit that infrastructure, what they call a franchise, the domestic franchise, to that narrow parchment of terrorism in the northeast. But in the banditry in the northwest became contaminated with the Boko Haram terrorist insurgency of the northwest and moved straight to the north central, to Niger State, sometimes to Wara. So it was growing exponentially in terms of cell rebuilding. Today, that is the situation. So the security level, the picture is not pretty. At the level of the economy, the president unleashed 2 major fundamental, fiscal and monetary policy frameworks. Take away the subsidy and then float the naira. The moment he did these things, it's like a shock on the economic system. That shock persists because no matter how well and how hard we try, to convince Nigeria that the economic reform measures or tools are working, the critical element is the life of the people. If you are going to 2027 for re-election, for example, for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the question is not going to be what he intends to do.
It will be
what has he done?
Right.
And people will ask themselves, are we better off 2027? Are we worse off 2027 where we were 2023? Don't forget 2023 was the climatic period of the failed Buhari presidency. People will say Buhari didn't do well as a president for 8 years. But many will now argue we were better 2023 than 2027. So Buhari who failed in 2023, could be better. The last visit of his presidency could be better than Bola Ahmed Tinubu's own presidency in 2027. That is a heavy burden on him to win re-election. That's the key thing. On the economy. Then if you look at the living standard of the people, take transportation. This is not a conversation because you're a media man and I'm your guest. Take transportation. The public transportation system is virtually dead. The fanfare by the CNG 2 years ago seemed to have collapsed. So you don't have any other means to move except Uber, Bolt, InDrive, or along going, the one that can give you, one chance. 3-4 trips of any of this, up drive system, 4 trips is about 20,000 a day, wherever you are. 15, 16, 20,000. So if you're earning 70,000, you live in Masaka or Maraba, any of the town there, what happens to you? That single element transportation has taken the entirety of your resources. Not to talk of education, not to talk of staples, food stop, and so on. So the level of human welfare, poverty level has exponentially grown, what they call multidimensional poverty. Poverty that is not singularity. There's no singularity of poverty in one direction, in multiple directions, difficult to overcome. Take another dimension, the politics. The politics is that we are built on liberal democratic framework. As problematic as liberal democracy is globally, especially in Africa, its success story has been very ambiguous. The problem now is that they have a regime that is almost hybrid in nature. That hybridity is possibly a function of its what we call competitive authoritarian mode of governance. Is it democratic? Is it authoritarian? Is it illiberal? Has it become intolerant? Take Unity Fountain, where the Bring Back the Girls was born, where the people that led it, include former Minister Obiezekwe and the rest of them, gathered, to really pillory the Jonathan government, to almost to submission. It is now gated, locked down, shut down, with the DSS manning it. Look at NSAS under Buhari, the massive security apparatus that weigh down on the boys and the girls. Look at Air Hunger the other day, like having little boys in their hundreds underage, keeping them in detention for weeks. So you find out that at that level of civic engagement, there's almost a shrinking of the civic space. Look at the political parties. Every single one, from SDP to PDP to Labour, is what disrupted by external pressure, not internal contradictions and internal collapse. Look at Labour. At the time, the president of NLC was being accused of terror financing. That's a chilling moment for Labour to say, terrorism and Labour, be careful what you're doing. So, then you look at again the what they call the justice system. When we weaponize the justice system, journalists are being compared to yield their bank accounts because they criticize the system. X is being written, that is Twitter being written because there's a comment against the president. It has a chilling effect on all the domains where the guardrails of democracy have been protected. The media, civic space, political parties, and Labour. So if you look at these things I've tried to analyze, not because this is Udenta speaking because he loves the sound of his voice, but it's a practical data-driven things, then you find that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is legal, but increasingly has become illegitimate.
You talk about illegitimacy in terms of popular acceptance.
Absolutely.
Right.
Performance.
Yeah. Okay.
What people feel, the impact of your regime.
Now, you've painted a very sorry picture of which many Nigerians will probably relate to and say, this man is speaking for us, most likely. But of course, there will be some people also who will say, we don't know what he's talking about. Now, let me ask you, do you think that on each of these calls, could things have been done clearly differently?
It's, let me put it this way.
I understand. Hamstrung.
I understand your question. It's hamstrung in a way because Buhari elevated insularity in terms of narrow regionalist, insular governmental, infrastructure in terms of the choice of personnel, almost to a point of no return. This current president has even taken it beyond Buhari. So when you're hamstrung, because when the elite feel disconnected, there's something called elite consensus. Yeah. Let me start from there. You build elite consensus. 1999, Obasanjo won with PDP resoundingly. My party lost, even though we won the Southwest. He didn't take this power alone. He didn't grab it all alone. He said we need to build elite and national consensus. That means bring Uncle Bola Ige from AD. Bring in SK Babalola from AD. Bring in Mr. Dukba Delaja, daughter of a Desanya from AD. Even they are from the Southwest. I'm not complaining bitterly because I was the national secretary of the party. They didn't call on me, but I have no problem with it. At least the burden is to bring people from other parties. Bring Senator Mahmoud Waziri, chairman of APP, to become the founding special advisor on inter-party affairs. We need to have a clearinghouse where these parties will come and discuss their issues and their problems, not because they want to reduce contestation, but because they want to reduce friction. Now look at inside this government. You have a meritocratic government because it was a delicate moment in our democracy, given the Abacha struggle and the Abiola struggle. You have him as a general, General Guzo was the NSA as a general, you have General Bulai as a chief of staff, right. Then Danjuma as a defense, all generals. Then they have the security apparatus. They're from the north, mostly. Security apparatus, IGP, Muslim Smith was Yoruba. The DGDSS, you never remember, Karidare was Yoruba. Okay? Then if you look at the economic foundation, obviously was Igbo. Soludo was economic advisor, become central bank governor and so on. He found fry. On the other side, a balance. Today, there are parasites of power in the hands of one entity in the country. So no matter how good you are, the worst we feel, we don't call it, it's not our government. It is their government. When the Kadoso is Yoruba, when the Minister of Finance is Yoruba, when everybody is there is one stock. When the villa is one stock, when the security apparatus is one stock, people feel, no matter how competent you are, you do not represent us. That is one area I think this government has to retool and rebalance, and quickly too. That's why the government begins spirited effort now to say, we are not for one section, we are not for one side, we're for everybody, but the picture is clear.
There's an unspoken alienation.
Do you know that Ogun State has about 4 or 5 ministers? Check me. Southeast as a whole has 5 ministers. How do you explain it to the South and say there's a Southern solidarity? Or they're stopping the president because from the South. Who's going to listen to Igbo land or the South? They said it is your government, not us. That's one area. Another reason you want to remove fuel subsidy, as almost everybody else who campaigned against you with that period wanted to remove subsidy, P2B article. How do you remove subsidy? Remember what Malam Shehu Garba Shehu said when they were attacking Buhari. He said, don't attack us, this new government. If you remove subsidy before you came to power, before the election, you have lost. So they protected the subsidy removal till June. My take would have been, you are sworn in 29 May. Now the arrogant, offhandish, intolerant subsidy is gone. It will say, National Assembly to be sworn in a week later. Give me 3 more months or 6 more months at the end of the year for that subsidy regime to persist before the PIA swings into action. So I will finish my contestation, finish the election, finish the Supreme Court judgment, and sit down with even my opponents. Article of PDP, OB of Labour Party, Labour people themselves come together. Subsidy needs to go. How do we all collectively go our parties as a national agenda? Let's have a buy-in from all the critical stakeholders. How do we cushion off the direct impact? How do we explain to the people the consequences thereof? Short term, mid-term, long term. It wasn't done. Even the Naira flotation. So while money has been released in abundance, poverty has increased in an aggressive form. The problem is that people have more money. The government has more money, but the money is meaningless and useless because the Naira reserve has virtually collapsed. The exchange rate was 4 or something to $1. Now it is 1,500, which has been floating around for the past 6 months or thereabout. That is one area. Yeah. Security, I can go into that and tell you what I think they should have done. The kinetic and the non-kinetic approach, the multi-dimensional approach to building that infrastructure to stop national insecurity. How do you engage with intelligence gathering? How do you deal with early warning? Have you even done conflict indicators? Have you done analysis? These are the critical things people are taught to do, and not some top members of the security apparatus carrying briefcases all over the whole place and granting press conferences. No, that's not the way it is done.
All right, Prof. Now, I think we need to begin to move quickly because we don't have so much time. I think we need to begin to move and ask, as things are, do you foresee or do you think that there is someone or some group of people who could do this better going into 2027?
Well, that's a very strong question.
Very, yeah.
And is futuristic in terms of...
Yeah, but of course that's the whole
But
essence.
I can tell you what politicians do.
Yeah.
Especially when they're going for a second term. It makes it easy for the person in power, the incumbent, to run on his terms. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow citizens, give me this again for 4 years because I will do better the way I've already done. I will deepen this on the economic front. I will deepen this on the social fabric. I will deepen this on the wave of the people. I've already fought insecurity to standstill. Give it to me. If you have got nothing to run on, or very manageable, marginal things to run on, it becomes increasingly, difficult for you to really pull through. For the opposition, they don't need me to do much. They'll ask the question I asked earlier, is your life better now than it was 4 years ago? If your life is not better, consider to Buhari. Yeah. Gentlemen, when I left, Naira was 200 to $1. When I left, it was the biggest economy in Africa. When I left, I stopped Boko Haram only in the Northeast. When I left, this and that, many things they can bring upon. So just give it back to me again, and I will even repeat what I did and do it better. So the answer to your question is that a lot of the players in the field from the opposition ranks, when they get the acts together, and if the government keep fumbling the way it is fumbling, for many Nigerians, not because I'm saying so.
Yeah.
Look, I've not talked about drugs. We have comorbidities at our age. At the blood pressure or sugar and so on, they go to the market and go to the pharmacy and ask for the drugs. In cases like that, they are not there, or it's priced beyond the reach of ordinary people.
Yeah.
So these people who are going waiting in the wings are simply saying, let the time come. We're going to expose the failings of this government, and then by bringing out an alternative therapy, alternative vision, alternative strategy for national recovery. And that can easily down.
Prof, you just cited Jonathan as an example. I'm interested in that, and I know that our viewers, a whole lot of them, are interested in that particular personality because of the news that's been in the
absolutely
in the space for some time. Now, if you had access, and I know you have access to Jonathan, would you encourage him to run?
Why do you think I have access to Jonathan?
No. Would you encourage him? Maybe you should leave that.
Okay,
would you encourage him to run?
Now, you see, power, especially for somebody who has been there before.
Yes.
He's been a president.
Yes.
A vice president.
Yes.
A deputy governor. A governor. He needs no encouragement. If his heart is persuaded that the country is on the wrong path and the country is derailing and on the edge of the precipice, he has to do it for the interest of the nation as a patriot. So if you hear the noise all over the place, it's because patriots are persuading him and trying to get him into the picture to say, if you don't come and do this thing now, we may lose Nigeria completely. So if you do it now, the country can be salvaged. A lot has to be learned from you. Your sense of inclusion. Look at this government at the time. INEC chairman was from the north. Party chairman of this party, was from the north. The principal secretary is Villa, Hassan Tuko from the north. NSA, Sambo Dasuki from the north. To say, look at the way you built up a country of the Nigeria that is Nigeria in nature. Look at the way you took and handled protest against the fuel subsidy. Remember the movement in 2012, even against the bring back the gears there with equanimity. He didn't repress anybody. He didn't crack them down. He didn't use water cannons. He didn't arrest small boys. Please come and do it. And now for 10 years, you have grown in stature as a global figure, as a leading statesman. So we need you now at this crucial time that the country is bleeding or troubled. That's on the Jonathan side.
Yeah.
There's another radical, disruptive force like P2B, for example.
Right.
People are mentioning his name alongside Jonathan's name. He's not really the typical politician, even though he was a governor for 8 years. But you don't see him with that mindset of, I'm coming for power for the sake of power. I'm coming there to disrupt things in a positive way. I'm coming there to bring in new energy, as he did in 2023. So if you have a Jonathan being persuaded or P2B coming into the mix, that may well recharge the political environment and the political theater.
If it recharges it, yes. It shouldn't be for recharging sake. Now, do you think that any of these two persons has the capacity to upstage the cat?
Very strongly. Very strongly, because as I said, the failure of the Bola Tinubu presidency was signaled on day one, that sense of audacity. I praise that audacity in some regard. Subsidy is gone. It's a monumental statement to show where the other angels fail to tread in the form president. He had dared to. Yeah. But the point is that he's been caught in that neoliberal quagmire. He's a neoliberal, sense of macroeconomic management of the state. Subsidy is gone. It is gone. What has happened with the subsidy? Poverty has increased. Fuel price has increased. Subsidy has increased. We're not seeing the safety net to cushion the impact on the most vulnerable in society. That means for 2.5 years, you've not been able to resolve the riddle of your subsidy going. You can say that money has gone.
They say, for example, that some of the debts that we owed, foreign debts, have been paid.
Are you saying so yourself here when?
No, I'm saying what they're saying. What they will say to what you're saying is what I'm saying.
That part of journalism is what is called investigative journalism. You know this. You're a veteran.
Yes, I know. But I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you.
No, don't tell me what you're saying. You're a veteran journalist. It is what the data reads, not what somebody says. What the data reads is that we have borrowed 10 times more under this president than even under Buhari. That the Speaker of the House of Reps is screaming aloud and saying, we are over-borrowing and we have over-borrowed. If you check now, I don't have all the figures, from 2023 to date, how many times this government has gone to National Assembly to ask for money in millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, is incalculable. So there's no issue that we have taken us out of the debt that Obasanjo did, signed off from the Paris and the London clubs. This is a debt that is so humongous in nature that even the coming generation and the coming generation after the coming generation will never finish paying. So if you are borrowing heavily and you remove subsidy, the idea is to remove subsidy to stop the hemorrhaging from that side and liberate money for the economy. You are liberating money for the economy. You are borrowing exponentially. Most projects have come to standstill, especially in FCT here. And then people are expected to pay in generations to come about the money you are borrowing. And lifestyle of the people have not improved. The welfare of the people has slowed down. The question now is what has gone wrong? So there's something fundamentally wrong with the way and manner the economy is being managed. Now the Jonathan will tell you, I will do better. PWB can tell I will do better. These are the two names I can mention. Because as I said, power has to be distributed in the country in such a way. You have heard me not talk about any northerner in this conversation. Yeah. Look at the chairman of the Governors Forum of PDP, the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, who has been leading the charge in the party recovery. He openly came out on the television show and said, I will not contest. I have given up my presidential aspiration for the sake of national unity, for the sake of party unity, for the sake of a democracy. That means having a president from the southern extraction in power for 4 years means that somebody from the south has to complete that tenure till 2031. That's why I'm not talking about any northerner now, whether he has a better option or better vision to do it. I'm concentrating on southerners.
But then I think that even though that's a different talk altogether, whoever you mentioned who's saying that is no longer interested right now, I think the PDP goofed big time when they didn't make that a priority in the last elections. But that's not
that's a different matter.
That's not why we're here. That's not why we're here.
Goof and you realize that you goofed, that is courage.
If you goof and you don't realize in good time, because that's why the party is in the kind of disarray that is because the next question I really want to talk about is this: the country doesn't currently operate independent candidacy. So even if you wanted a Jonathan or you wanted a Peter Obi, they still have to go through the parties. Now, what is the state of the parties that are available?
Very important question. A year ago, questions like this were thrown at me from very other platforms. Oh, PDP is gone, Labour is gone, SDP is gone. I said, it's not true. That the president panicked with his team. He saw the picture coming from the north, that they rebelled against him at the deepest level. That's why he started this 27, iteration of transition politics early. Not me, not PDP, not SDP, but the party in power. That's why there were adoptions of the president across the north. They were endorsing him ahead of time with INEC watching. Even when endorsement in the northeast was done, when the name of the VP was taken off the list there, that raised a lot of issue. Now you find a situation where the parties were pronounced that I said, no, the parties don't die. Politicians are like ghosts. They keep on moving here and there. PDP was in serious trouble, like you predicted, by 2023 for whatever they did in terms of the zoning. They were written off. A party that was written off have done 4 national NEC meeting, NEC, that APC hasn't done 1, maybe only 1 in the past 3 years. Done 3, 4, but with INEC participating, supervising it. The party has chosen 2 dates for convention in November, with INEC signing off it. The problem they had legally was with the National Secretary who was brought back into the picture there, giving his due position. So the party that was, as you said, in disarray is no longer in disarray. The party is back together now, as I'm talking. By November, when you, the media, will cover the convention in Ibadan, and they come out with a new slate of leadership, new NWC, having zoned the power to the south, that Michema will come from the north, making the door open for 3 people, maybe and more. Sheyi Makinde, governor for your state, is second governor of PDP. PDP was a member of the party up until 2022. Jonathan was the last president of PDP. They are going to get into the party. When they get it, they return it. And the rest of the position may likely begin to rebuild themselves around this party because the infrastructure is nationwide. There's no village you go to the country don't have the party called PDP. That's only on PDP alone. Right. See the ADC that was all over the place. We don't even know the leadership composition. We don't even know who has the legal authority. Now INEC seems to be speaking from what you're reading, that the David Mark leadership is indeed the leadership. That's a major development. That means there's a stability now within that opposition rank. Whoever they're going to choose as a candidate of the party will give the president the run for his money. He's not going to be, oh, is this faction or this faction? It's established. Now, PDP has no faction anymore. ADC, no faction anymore. Labour Party seem not to have a faction because apparently their bullying segment or tendency seem to have been rejected by INEC. That means the other one led by Nenadi Usman, loyal to P2B, seems to be the one recognized. We don't know yet how that plays out. Whether these parties will go in separate or come together is a matter of time. You know why there is time? These conventions we hold between now and December. You know when there will be primary election for the presidency? July, August next year.
So you think there's enough time?
It's 1 year from now. It is 1 month is enough time in politics.
Now let me ask you this, Prof. Now, Jonathan, incumbent president, all the trappings of power, all the paraphernalia of power, everything with him, yet he lost in 2015. Yeah. I remember you were a major feature of TAN.
Yes,
transformation. Ambassadors of Nigeria. And Uba.
Yes, it was the founder.
Who was the founder?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you were one of the major support groups and all that. Yeah. Now, in spite of all that massive support, he lost that election.
Yes.
Maybe, and then he's outside of that power circle. And you think that he can break into the formation when you agree with me that incumbency is a very powerful factor in Nigerian politics.
Well, I don't agree with you. You said yourself that I shouldn't agree with you. There was an incumbent who lost.
There was an incumbent who lost.
So I can't agree now that this incumbent cannot lose.
Yes.
He can lose. If the incumbent lost, this incumbent can equally lose.
Well, it will depend on the character of the incumbent.
Yes, I'm coming. So when you talk about the character there, politics is a game of number.
Right.
The moment the signaling came that persuaders are all over the place encouraging President Jonathan, the government panicked every time. Ministers started speaking for the PDP. Kayamo, Minister of Aviation, left his onerous responsibilities in the aviation sector where common people can't even fly anymore from China. Issue statement. PDP is going to get it wrong. If they try this thing, the law will catch up on them. He should have kept quiet because it is good for PDP to get it wrong. So
because
when
it doesn't make a way for them.
But the fact that he's screaming and they're all screaming, even Nation newspaper, remember, has a banner. Jonathan said, I will not run because of certain solidarity. The pressure is too much because Jonathan coming into the fray will internationalize the election. He's a global statesman. You don't know how many endorsements from African president, former and serving. You don't know the global endorsement. Eyes will be there watching. No trick from INEC. No trick from security apparatus. That's the problem. I mean, when the government itself is so illegitimate, even though it is legal, as I said, legal, but illegitimate because it's failed to provide for the people. Now, if you have a Jonathan going to contest theoretically, and possibly, I don't know what's going to happen to P2B, if he contests, complex issue. Assuming that Jonathan contests and Peter doesn't contest, P2B doesn't contest. Southeast and South is gone. There's no way the sitting president will get 10% in the two zones. Not today. The North have already made up their mind. They don't want somebody who's going to hold power. Because the president is not, the problem they have with the current president, not 2027, but 2031. Not his winning re-election, but imposing somebody in 2031. Jonathan will not impose. He's going to say, you bring anybody you want. I have only 1 term. That 1 term, you take it. The North will swing his direction. There will not even be an election. Trust me. It will be a cakewalk. I've said it. That the president should have the courage to pick that phone the way Jonathan did. And either P2B or Jonathan on the other side and said, I lost, you won, congratulations. If P2B is to run and Jonathan, for example, doesn't run, it may be a stronger fight for the president, but he will still lose. And we can spend all the time in the world here to make that analysis.
Is that not where the crisis will really erupt if we have a situation like what you have just hinted at, that the sitting person refuses to give up power?
Well, you see, having given that the nation and Africa that template of equanimity of soul, of forbearance and tolerance, of that moral clarity to say, I lost, you won.
Yeah.
It's going to be incumbent upon anybody, including the sitting president, if
to do so.
To do so. Because failure to do so,
but let's look at it this way.
It will be massive for the history of Nigeria, his legacy in office, and maybe the future head of the country.
All right, let's look at it. Now, will it not amount to a fall from grace for someone who has been acknowledged, acclaimed globally as an ambassador of democracy, as an icon of democracy, to now come down back, to reduce himself to the national sphere again, to get into a fray that he has no control over, that he could lose out in. Will it not amount to a fall from, you know how the Bible says how the mighty are falling? Okay. I hope that we're not driving this great man into self-destruct.
In the Bible, no man can be equated with the Bible.
Yeah.
In terms of the power and the majesty and the divinity of Christ.
Yes, sure.
Washing the feet
of his disciples
and children and women, and then cavorting or associating with those they called criminals and undesirables from a towering divine plane. He has to come down even on earth to salvage mankind. He shall remain in heaven. Just said, I'm good on the right side of my Father. What's the point in degrading myself in coming down here and even dying on the cross? Now, in times of national emergency, you find an example like that in Israel. When you're in an emergency situation, you find prime minister becoming deputy prime ministers, prime minister becoming foreign affairs minister, becoming defense minister, coming back as prime minister tomorrow. So as a former president who has seen it all, it may be necessary for him to bring the weight of his global experience and stature to be on the national condition and strengthen the nation on the correct path. That's a sacrifice. It is not a dive. It's not a fall from grace. No, it's actually immeasurable patriotic duty and sacrifice to say, this moment requires, I'm not speaking for him, he's the one to determine when we're going to do it, we're all analyzing. This moment requires the sense of deep, unalloyed patriotism. I'm prepared to stake it all to save the country, because the country requires saving. I can tell you that.
Suppose the mission fails.
If the mission fails, what has happened? He's still a former president.
But he will not revert
he reverts back within 1 second.
The global position?
Absolutely, there's no bearing. There's no connection between the two. He lost the election, he became the global leader. He loses, and after 10 years, he's a global leader. If he wins, he strengthens the country's democracy, strengthens our economy, our sense of welfare, and our prosperity. After that 4 years, he still goes back as the global leader. There's no connection between failure or success in terms of his global stature.
You think so?
Absolutely. Not even though I think so, it is the truth.
All right. Now, but people close to him, the media has reported, are already saying, like the wife, we don't know how credible that is, but that the wife says they didn't forget anything at Aso Rock.
Well, I don't speak for the wife and for people around the wife. You know, I don't speak for the president himself. I'm saying that as an analyst, as a student on joint politics, as one of those who founded this republic, I can say here, you can count 10 people alive today who played better role than me founding this fourth republic.
Now tell us the story. Tell us the story of how, because ordinarily it will look as if these parties are mutually exclusive. I mean, the PDP, the AD. How did you move from APP? Yeah, those were the parties at that beginning.
The third party.
Yeah. So how did you move from? Show us. I mean, give us.
I stopped being a partisan person 2001, 2002.
No. How can that be?
I don't have a kind of a party for the past 23 years.
No. But if you joined TAN.
No, I said TAN was a civil society movement.
Yes.
A civic body.
That had a definite.
For Jonathan.
Yes.
So Jonathan to come back because transformation agenda. That's what I said. TAN, transformation agenda of Nigeria, ambassadors of Nigeria.
Yeah.
It's about Jonathan, not PDP. That the president has done so well in the first 4 years. We are persuading him, Nigerians decide to come back again. I've done project in PDP.
That's semantics. I mean, if it's for the president, it's for the party.
I said if you can.
You said the TAN thing. You say
was separate from PDP as a party, not for Jonathan.
No. We do know.
Let me tell you how it works.
Jonathan wasn't running as an independent candidate.
Let me tell you how it works.
Yeah.
Take the US.
Yeah.
That's where TAN derived its mission. What is called the PAC, the PAC. They call them political action committees. This could be intellectuals. This could be media people. This could be scholars. This could be business people. This could be Elon Musk. He may be a member of the Republican Party. He may simply say that Trump, he may be the kind of guy he wants to do something. Let me just help him to win, get into that place for a few months and get away.
It will work for Trump.
Yes, he has worked for the party, yes, but he doesn't make him a party person, a party member.
Okay.
I said, I've done projects in PDP. Don't forget at one point in time, or the deputy DG of Atiku campaign, or the DG Saraki campaign, or the DG Bala Mohammed campaign. I'm not a member of PDP. I have same party, but I'm not a member. I stopped being a partisan person in 2001, 2002 when I left Alliance for Democracy. It is heavier for me as a political person, you know, as an ideologically minded individual, as somebody who is good in analysis and strategy and communication, to be outside the partisan frame, to give me the breadth of vision and the mind in order to analyze these issues with a sense of objectivity.
Right. I agree with you. Now, as we begin to round up, now, so if I think I asked something close to this at the beginning, or maybe we should take it this way. Have you spoken to Jonathan about this? Or has he spoken to you about it?
Yeah, we got that conversation.
When will that conversation come up?
Oh, it will come ultimately. My own take is this, at a personal level.
Yes.
Many politicians are just like what we call, you know, in Igbo parlance, you don't watch a masquerade from one spot. You move around. And you don't sell a goat only in a K market. You take a goat to Ori, Nkwana for market to know the best price.
Right.
So we don't even know who and who is going to be in this party when all things are said and done. PDP will first finish its convention in November. Once it is successfully executed, and the autonomous force within that party, there are three tendencies in PDP. The autonomous element within the party want the party as a party on its own to give this president a run for his money, led by Governor Bala Mohammed and chairman of the Governors Forum. There's another tendency that moved now to ADC. There's another tendency that, you know, we like the party that attached to the current president. That tendency has already lost in my calculation. If the first one wins, that is where
in spite of all the conditions they have listed.
There's no conditions there because they're not legal conditions. These are political conditions. Trust me, this matter is over. You know, that convention we hold. Then we can go to the convention and fight for whoever is going to become chairman, secretary, and so on and so forth.
But you have no doubt in your mind that there's a need for this country to get some salvation from elsewhere.
Oh, I have no doubt in my mind. When you have that convention,
outside of this current,
I have absolutely no doubt in my mind. When you have that convention successfully executed, that is when people can begin to go to Jonathan openly and say, we have a party now. We have a convention. We have a new leadership. It was your party. You are former president of this country under the party. Come and take it. They can go to P2B and say, look, this ADC, we don't know where it is coming from. We don't know whether or not I want to take the ticket, which would not be good for the country. You were in PDP up until 2022. You were honorary advisor to Jonathan on economy and finance in 2013, 2014, 2015. You were actually the deputy campaign manager 2015. You are even a running mate to Atiku 2019. You are even aspirant to 2022. You are a part of the PDP. Come back and do it. Sheyi Makinde, as a governor for your state, is there as a second governor. He's going to the south. He has a right to say, I'm eminently qualified. My own brand of Yorubaism is not the Milokun version. It's going to be the broad, consensus, progressive nation, the pan-national Yoruba identity. Now this is solar, peculiarly in solar, characteristic, Yoruba, dentism, the Bolatinubu is flinging all over the place.
You've just given the Oxford Dictionary award they should add, Parapoist.
You know that, when we're in university, we have these small meetings of villages and Parapoist. Remember?
One of these days they may just include that.
Maybe they will include that.
Like they did to a number of words.
Absolutely.
It's been very wonderful having you, Prof. I wish we can have a lot more time than this, but time is fast spent. And you actually protested at the beginning before we got into this that 1 hour is too much.
You can see now it's too small.
Now it's too small.
Not
too small. Like I said from the beginning, it's usually very small when we get
into the meat of the conversation.
There's no doubt that we will get you back here very shortly.
No problem. I'm always available.
Yeah,
for
please.
Anytime.
We'll
call upon me.
Very, very soon.
I'll be here.
It's been a very wonderful time with Professor Udenta Udenta, formerly Lawrence Udenta. Yes. Onwu does not know Eze. Yes. Which death does not know the king, does not respect the king, and so for many years he has intimidated a lot of us with the emphasis on Udenta. But he has explained how it came about. Well, It's been wonderful having you, Prof.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
And dear viewers, I hope you had a great time watching, listening to this wonderful Prof. He's got, I mean, if we had 3 hours, I mean, when he was talking about 1 hour, maybe we'll create a program of 3 hours.
Yes, maybe like
especially, I mean, for you. So we would have to leave this here so that we can go into the second segment of the polity. So please stay tuned. Don't go too far. You can go take some water, walk around, and then get back in after the break. Thank you so much for being there. My name is still Dayo Mogu, and our guest that is leaving now is Professor Udenta Udenta. I'm in love with that name.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is Sheilo BCFR, the Black Comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is StarTimes, the Black comedian of the Federal Republic. I tell you, when it comes to the best of entertainment, the best of news, the best of information, something that is educative, you're right here at the best place to see that. It's KAFTAN TV. You know what? Increase the volume. Keep watching. Don't touch the dial, okay?
It's your girl Nkechi Blessing Sunday. I want you all to keep watching KAFTAN TV.
Please keep watching KAFTAN TV. It is the best TV station in the country. They're doing an amazing job. Please do not touch the dial. Keep watching. Thank you.
My name is StarTimes, the Black comedian of the
It's my pleasure to welcome you to this segment of The Polity, dear viewers. And my guest is from faraway United States of America, and we will be talking on the theme of insecurity and how that is being fueled by lack of empowerment for youths. And so maybe if we get youths empowered, we could close the gap. We could actually take care of the challenge of insecurity. And this is the line that we're going to be talking with my guest, who is connected via Zoom from the United States of America. He's been on this show quite a number of times. He's a passionate Nigerian who is interested in the success of Nigeria, even though by providence, by grace, he has everything it takes to just remain in his corner and say, well, that's not my business. But he makes Nigeria his business. He's a former presidential candidate of the PDP. He's a medical doctor by profession, and is doing greatly well, doing excellently well where he is domiciled. I'm talking about Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze. You're welcome, Doctor.
Yeah, good morning. This morning,
yeah.
Good afternoon, this afternoon.
It's afternoon here. Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here
great
today.
Great to have you. Yeah. And so, quickly, you are very well in the know that one challenge that Nigeria has had to grapple with in recent times is insecurity. And when you look at the players, the people who are involved in this mayhem, in this in peddling, in pushing this problem, they are mostly youths. Why do you think it is so?
As an intro, I want true democracy in Nigeria, where freedom is cherished and extended to the whole of Africa. I want every Nigerian. I want a Nigeria where various ethnic groups will feel like they have a stake in the future of the country. I envision Nigeria where leadership is based on merit, hard work, fairness, and accountability, the measure of natural character. I want a Nigeria where we envision Nigeria ethnic diversity as strength and asset to be harnessed and celebrated. That's what we need to make Nigeria great. In terms of the youth getting involved in that, I will start with, it's a crisis that wasn't created by the youth. It was created by the, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead, go ahead, sir. Go ahead,
yeah,
sir.
I can hear you. I can hear you well.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
The crisis was not created by the youth. It was created by the adults who are trying to win political victory by force of arm, not by getting the wish of the people, not by a record of what they have achieved, not by any vision. They don't have any vision. They don't even have any brains to even have a vision. They want power by all means, so as to help their people, their tribe, and their religion, but not to help all Nigerians. Nigeria should be one of the world powers in the world today that's been feared. At independence, China was in worse shape than Nigeria, and India was in worse shape than Nigeria. They have moved forward. India is a major power in manufacturing, and China is a power challenging America and having America shake. We have the same thing. Our people, our Nigerian people are very intelligent. They are more intelligent than the Chinese and the Indian and those Europeans and Americans. They are, because here in America, they are doing very well. When you put them in an environment that is good, Nigerians do well. We can compete and we can win. So it's a matter of having people who are serious about building our country.
Now, you've not really explained why you think that the youths are so much involved with this insecurity. They are the ones who form the bulk of the bandits. They are the ones who form the bulk of the insurgents. They are the ones who form the bulk of the kidnappers, and so on and so forth. Why should this be so?
Because they are vulnerable. They are having difficulty financially. Nobody's helping them. So that's like a job for them. But it's being financed by old people, not by the young people. They are just being used. So I've spoken to you before. My focus is on helping the young people. That's my focus of my life. That they should be given education. All Nigerians should be educated. Not everybody needs to go and get a PhD or get to be physics scientists, aero scientists. It's not that. But 25% in America goes to universities, and then maybe 1% get PhD. The bulk of Americans get skills. That's what I've been preaching. You need to introduce skill acquisitions in the schools. I've read article that shows that the government is trying to do that now, that they're trying to change the educational structure. That's what I've been calling for. Some people need to learn how to be tailors, how to do hair, dresses, how to fix car, electrical work, air condition work. That's what is needed. In America, a plumber makes more than a doctor. So the government cannot employ everybody in Nigeria. They can only employ few. In America, the government employs like 1 or 2 million out of 300 million. So, but we need to teach people how to help themselves. How we need to pay for them to get the skills. And when they come out with the skills, we need to help them get loan to buy the equipment they need to start in their life. When they start with their life, they can marry wife, or wife can find a husband. That's the way to go. Never. Nigerian government can never employ people. All those who working in the ministries, they're not doing anything. They're just going there to peel a goosey and gossip on the phone. You need to get away from that and have a productive economy where people are manufacturing things, making things. The government, you don't give the scholarship for free, like I told you. They must pay back. Like I took loan when I came out of school from the government helped me get a loan, then I paid it back. Same thing. They must pay back so that the loan will be available for the next child. So the students involved is because of lack of opportunity. But we give them opportunity, they'll be busy making things and working on computers, working on TV, making things, manufacturing things. Like I told you before, GDP, gross domestic product of a country, is based on what you produce. They compare you, Nigeria, to China, to America, to India, to Germany, based on what you're producing. Nigeria can't even produce matches or toothpick. So do you see why the economy is in the lowest part of the thing? Do you see why your Naira have no value? You have to make things and ship them out. We have people who can do it. The government need to encourage them. Have like electricity. We have everything that it takes to have electricity in Nigeria. They are still using coal in China and South Africa. We have coal in Enugu that's doing nothing. We have gas in Anambra. You have it in the southern part of Nigeria. That's not being used. Gas is used to turn the turbines with the water, and you have electricity until Jesus Christ come back to earth. It will be forever. And you have rivers that needs to be dammed. We're not using their brains. We have people in government who are not using their brains. They're just empty-headed, just there for chop-chop, giving appointment to their brothers and sisters or their tribe or their religion. That's their AI. The Nigerian AI is tribal and religious bigotry. The rest of the world is left, and we're on the ground, we're in the gutter.
Doctor, those are very strong words there when you say the rest of the world has left, we're on the ground in the gutter. Even though I may not believe that it's that bad, I do understand what you're the message you're trying to pass. But at this point, now, from what you have said, it's a way of saying the idle brain is the devil's workshop, like they say. Yeah, so when they are not profitably engaged, they look for something else, and that becomes their source of livelihood. And whether or not it's something that contributes negatively to the society will no longer be the issue. Their survival is what matters at that point. And that's very unfortunate. And that's where your point also becomes relatable. Now, so what exactly should the government be doing to harness these energies, these untapped energies? Are there programs? You talked about skills and the fact that government is already trying to restructure the syllabus, to the curriculum to include acquisition of skills, which you also endorse as the right way to go. But of course, the results of all of this will take quite some time. In the meantime, short term and middle term, what should the government do so that even as the military force is being used to quell them as they engage, at the same time, some of these policies will begin to meet them also and meet those who are being discipled and changing their focus?
Yeah, I think the government is beginning to introduce the right curriculum. I saw that written. That's the way to go. The government needs to encourage private business people. It's private business that can make...
How? Are there specific areas, specific steps that should be taken in order to jumpstart that area?
The way it's done in America, the government say we need growth in here and here. They cut the taxes for the business. The business will pay. The government say if you do this, if you hire 300 people, 400 people, we will reduce your tax. That's like incentives. They do that in America. You know, the government, the American politician wants to say, since I came, 2,000 jobs was created. So they will find the people who are business people. They will find out what is their need. Is it road? They need, is it electrical? They need, is it paved road? That's what they do. They shave the tax. Instead of paying $100,000 tax, they cut it by 50. And they tell you to go and do this, and they do it. The politicians take credit for his area, and he gets reelected. That's what they need to do. The main thing is the education. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Start now, educate him, make it free, and help them buy equipment. It doesn't matter. Just start now. China was backward more than us and India, and they're caught up. China is shaking America. America is shaking right now. China is giving them real headache. So we can start now. If it's not that we have a chance, I wouldn't be talking to you. I think we can turn it around. That's why I'm talking to you. Okay. I don't have anything. I don't need anything from anybody. It's because I think we can turn it around. If we start now, like 10 years, 15 years, Nigeria will be great. Like for me, everything I do is because of youth. I have about 10 industries in Nigeria, all designed to help young people. That's how you can help the Nigeria. You can help business people who are doing things to create jobs for the young people. Like I have big farm. My farm is like I bought last year 4 miles of land along the river, and we are doing rice. We are going to be producing 100 bags of rice a day, starting in this month. And a lot of young people are driving the trucks. A lot of young people are doing the accounting, the marketing. Young people are in the field farming, driving tractors. We have machineries that will process the rice. I'm doing it because of young people. People who are doing it is 20 to 40. And I went into agriculture because when I come to Nigeria, everybody say we're hungry, 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 hungry. I come to the airport, they say they're hungry. And the custom and immigration people look like stockfish, like manla. When they say they eat once a day, I believe it. So I'm a doctor, but they're not complaining too much about the health. They're talking about eating, and food is the first medication for the body. So I have the best bottled water in Nigeria. If one day you come and see, and we have young people running it and transporting it all over many states. We have fishery, we have industrial fishery. The young people are doing all of this for me. We have about 1,000 pigs now. Pigs, we're growing pigs. And these are the things that I'm doing. And then poultry. Those are things, young people are doing it. Look, in my place 10 years ago, young girls, you just give them 2,000 naira, they follow you to hotel. Now, it's not so. You don't see them, they're all working. They're wearing uniform and badge and working. And when you try to take them to hotel, they say, no, I have a job, I don't have time. And the boys in my place, the boys will be robbing houses to just steal a pot of soup, not to carry gold, just for to pot of soup. All those boys are working. I'm telling you, where I come from, not depending on the government, the town union leaders, they're building infrastructure schools to train people skill. They are paying people who are tailor. They give them 5 boys or girls to teach them how to be tailor. My people are doing it now. And the people, they take you, they match you with your area, computers. They pay the person to teach them the skill. We're doing it, we're not depending on the government. But if the government get involved, it will be better. My people are raising money, building the program, matching young people with what they want to learn, and we're paying the person to teach them. So that kind of thing is what you need.
All right, doctor. Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
If you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Right. As we begin to round up, I think it's not a bad idea for you to just mention the name of that particular place you've been referring to as your place, and where you say these beautiful things have been happening. That's one. On the other hand, I think that you are advised to put something together as an advert so that we can run it on this station and make some money. There are youngsters also who work here and who will make some money from such adverts. But that's on a lighter note, but it's also serious because you've stylishly run some adverts talking about your bottled water as the best in Nigeria. But whatever it is, where exactly is that place that you're talking about?
I'm from Abagana, Anambra State, Nigeria. You know, so I'm talking about Anambra State, Onitsha, Oka area. I'm the deputy king of my place. You know, I'm the deputy king in my place. So I have big responsibility to help young people, to make sure we don't have them wasted. We spend a lot of money. Our Igbo culture makes you help yourself. We don't depend on government. So that we don't wait for the government. We will do anything to provide security. Like in my place, security, we have about 150 young people employed. We pay them like 45,000 a month. They want 70,000 now, but we pay them. It's a job. We provide them vehicles, Sienna, motorcycle, and then we get them equipment to protect. Every morning they're going through the bush looking for trouble people. So we don't have problem. Where I come from, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we're moving around. We don't have any problem where I come from. But you have to want to protect your people. You can't sit in Abuja and Lagos and you leave your people in the village to rot. You have to. Some of your salary have to go create job for your people, give them security, give them equipment. All those people who are coming to terrorize your people with AK-47, you match them. You don't sit down for your people to be slaughtered, and then you just cry.
I agree with you, Doctor. We cannot fold our arms and just trust in wishes. So government has to wake up. You have lined up some of the things, and one major thing I take from what you said is that government needs to create an enabling environment for youngsters to do business and do it profitably, which is a solid point that government must listen to. I must commend your consistency, your passion, your love for Nigeria, and your faith, which you expressed when you said that in 10 to 15 years, you believe that Nigeria can get it right. That's my prayer also, and I know that that's the prayer of millions of Nigerians, and I do hope that that prayer comes to fruition very shortly. On this note, I'm going to have to bring this to an end, and I must say thank you to you, Doctor, for coming once again, and we look forward to having you again the next time very shortly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Right. Bye for now. And so that's the size of our program for today. My name is Dayo Mogun. I thank you very much for everything. And I say thank you to the production team. I hope that you will be there to join me on Matters Arising from 8 to 9. And also tomorrow is another day. Please do join the Polity and the Matters Horizon also. It's bye from me for now. Bye-bye.